It's fine. Somebody dropped 3.6 billion bucks on Terra Luna Classic. Then, sadly, that's a bizarre development. Everyone, what is going on? I'm the one who'll be taking care of you. Terrorism nearly collapses to $0, and Matt loses $3.6 billion. Be careful to crush out like a butt to South Korean investor named Simon Kim. After Jim announced that he had lost $3.6 billion, the crowd erupted in applause. He bought around 30 million Luna tokens after Luna's launch and kept onto them through thick and thin, resulting in his portfolio doubling in size to 3.6 billion tokens. It was all gone. In May, both the Altair and Luna currencies depreciated to zero. He must still have the airdrop, don't you think? Although he lost $3.6 billion in the airdrop, he still retains millions of dollars. If this is accurate, I'm not sure how many Luna tokens he'd have lost, since he was selling so many. He very certainly does, with a net worth of at the very least a few million at the time of writing. Just one of the 3.6 billion people who lost money when the cryptocurrency collapsed to zero is Kim, who lost the doll but still had 3.6 billion. Furthermore, the cries of despair from investors are unending as a result of this bad news. The investors were able to make it through the terrifying collision unscathed, because Kim survived the crash. She has had a fantastic life. However, despite the loss of $3.6 billion, the founder of the vast crypto metaverse said that even after all this time, he hasn't given up. That was the outcome. People need to understand that the disaster affected more than just the smaller sharks. The sharks that wiped out the entire population also suffered greatly. The traditional, but in its traditional form, will endure. And I'm crossing my fingers that it will return and get stronger. With early investments in the metaverse and game tokens like Sandbox Axie Infinite, Kim has established himself as a crypto enthusiast. As far as I can tell, he has additional tokens. How would the 3.6 billion people who couldn't afford to lose their tokens fare? Then there are projects that have the Terra Luna Classic speed. Do you have any plans to use Terra Classic right now? So, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, guys? When a kid still has hope for the future, the guy loses a lot of ground. We believe in the progress of the community. And, that's about all. That's the most crucial component of the equation, in my opinion. Maintaining a good frame of mind, for sure. After the horrific crash, I feel that many individuals who bought into the Classic now believe in it, whereas before, they didn't, simply because they didn't purchase the tokens. For the most part, they didn't give it any thought. They couldn't give a damn. And what I'm looking forward to the most is finding out where we'll go next. Terra Luna's future is still up in the air, because the makers are still working on their Classic before it fades away. I'm confident that the game's popularity will continue to grow over time. Nevertheless, Bloomberg recently exposed this information to you, and he may have provided evidence. And thus it's safe to say that this is a most likely true story. You know, like a lot of people fell down, but the burns, they may be really helpful. You know, it's going to start from the beginning. Let us know what you think. You guys can count on .com to keep you all up to date. I'd use a Tilex pattern for this.